just wanna be the greatest.
It's your boy Hi-Fi Vega back again, and this time we're here to check out the Pioneer GM-D9701. This is a follow-up amp to the massively popular 9601. It seems to be mostly a cosmetic upgrade, going to flat black over the carbon fiber, Fast and Furious type era amp. So let's open it up, let's see what it includes, and let's actually test it and see what kind of power it does versus, the old amp. So right off the bat, something I like to see, we got a included bass knob. It's not the highest quality build material, it's metal and plastic, but the potentiometer actually feels really nice and kind of clicky in this, so I do appreciate that. As far as other accessories, they include the cable, and they include an Allen key, and it's just a single Allen key, so I'm assuming this means that it uses all the same size for every connection, and if it does, I'll be very, very happy about that. As far as looks go, this amp looks almost identical to the 9601, save for the new flat type of black on the top, and it's kind of a pattern, as you can see in the light reflecting off it, and it does collect fingerprints like crazy, so that is unfortunate. On the side here, you'll see that it has nice 4-gauge inputs, 120 amps worth of fusing, and 8-gauge speaker inputs. So it's pretty beefy, and I'm pretty excited that it's going to do well. So what I'm showing you here is it does use the same size Allen head for every single connection. That's very cool. It's very nice to have this feature. I wish every amp would do it. What I don't wish they would do is have these downturned angle terminals. It makes it very hard to connect. And if you're going through the panel on the bottom, yes, it's better, but I don't like it. As far as the 4-gauge and 8-gauge fitting, they fit perfectly well. Okay, let's get this dude hooked up and on the dyno. Let's see what it can do. In order to give it its best shot, I went ahead and used 1/0 with 4-gauge reducers. So we're going to try to supply it the power it needs to make the power we all know it wants to make. Let's start with the 4-ohm mono test. We're using a 40 Hz track, and we are rated 500 watts by 1 at 14.4 volts. It is a bit hard to see the display. I'm sorry about that. We got 479 watts, 14.4 volts. We pulled 49 amps, making it roughly 67% efficient. Onto the 2-ohm mono test. We are using the same 40 Hz track. We are rated 800 watts by 1 at 14.4 volts. We have 810 watts, 14.38 volts. We pulled 87 amps, making it 64% efficient. It's time for the 1-ohm mono test. We're using the same 40 Hz track, and we are rated 1200 watts by 1 at 14.4 volts. We fell just short at 1144 watts. We had 14.2 volts, pulled 153 amps, making it 52% efficient. So that's not great. Let's back this run up and see immediately if we get, similar results. I'm expecting a little less because we've already drained the battery bank and the power supply down just a bit. So let's run it again and see what it does. We're just a little bit lower on this, 1119 watts, around 14.2 volts, and we pulled 153 amps, making it 51% efficient. That's going to happen when you do it back to back like that because my battery bank has been drained a little bit. The power supply doesn't really affect it that much, but this amp didn't do the numbers that I'd hoped for, maybe, but it done very close, and it's pretty close to rated, so I can't be too mad at it for $160. Let's open it up, let's see what's inside, and let's see what makes all this power for $160. Well, this amp is quite beefy. It's got a ton of capacity, a huge toroid, and yeah, the things you like to see in an amp, they're here. I mean, for a budget-minded amp, I dig it. I think it's well made, and it's hard to beat for this money. Now, it did fall short in 4 ohm and 1 ohm ratings, but that's just barely, and I think dynamic you'd probably be much over that, because you got to remember I'm testing what would be considered the uncertified mode, so we're just getting one test here. I think it's a great value, and you guys should pick up this amp if you're considering a budget amp in this price range or under $200. Matter of fact, this was my #1 pick in my under $200 video, so I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check that one out as well. I'm not going to have a sound demo in this video. This will be my main amp though, so you'll be hearing from it a lot in the future. What do you think about this amp? Did you love this amp? Do you hate this amp? Is there better options for me out there that I should have looked at? Let me know in the comments below. We'll keep the conversation going. I appreciate each and every one of you who take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not subscribed and you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board. And to all the rest of you, I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next video. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters, but a special shout out goes to $6 or more members: 2001 Monolithic, The Third Era, G Nava, Joaquin Juarez, Paul Smith, Byron Chambliss, The Karate Guy, Jason Seamer, Travis McClendon, Brandon Hanna, William Berg, William Inabit, and Mike Schneider. For as little as $2 a month, you can join the team and get exclusive Patreon-only content not available on YouTube. If you'd like to help me with my goal of reaching 1 new patron month, check me out, patreon.com/HiFiVega.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like.